answer, Missy. Great morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I know right now you're just seeing me, but eventually it'll be an us this morning. My name is Nick. Welcome to my show. Today I have the one, the only Missy. Welcome to the show, Missy.
Hi, Nick. Thank you so much for having me. And today's episode is sponsored by Waterloo. Just kidding. But they should call us because we love their beverages. It helps get us through podcasts.
So what you're going to learn real quick is that Missy is one of the most absolute rock stars when it comes to marketing, sponsorships, and just an absolute jack of all trades within the real estate industry.
Well, I work with the best, and that's why I know you.
Oh, yeah, I'll take. Yep. I will take that. 100%. I will take that. Right. So, Missy, so the audience knows a little bit more about you. How many different realms within real estate are you in? And then I wanted to in the past, and I want you to bring it forward, okay? And then what are we doing now? And you brought a book, so we're going to talk about this book.
Reading's important, first off.
Why? Why is reading important?
Because it expands your brain, and brain power is where you truly grow.
Oh, that was cute.
Reading rainbow. Take a look. It's in a book. Reading rainbow.
How do you not have your own show? I don't understand this.
I got Nick's show.
No, hey, does that mean you're going to start coming up here weekly?
I don't make promises I can't keep. I'll try my darndest, Nick.
Oh, I love the honesty. All right. So, Missy, tell us a little bit about you.
So, I work really hard, and I love people a lot. You know, Nick, a little bit about me. For anybody who doesn't know me and has nothing better to do than listen to me ramble right now, I want you to know that I am a recovering people pleaser. I'm somebody that has always been a yes, ma'am, man, yes, ma'am, yes, sir. And I'm trying to actively set up boundaries to build what I want to build and attract what I want to attract instead of saying yes to everybody and helping everybody and running myself ragged. Look at me. That's Missy in her 40s, guys. Yeah.
There we go. We're learning to say no and create healthy boundaries.
What? I never thought that would come out of my mouth.
That's interesting. So where did that stem from? Like, just help with me here with a mindset, right? Like, where did that come from?
So I've been in real estate since 2015. Yeah, since 2015. And when I very first joined and got my license, I started my own little podcast. And then I got other jobs in the industry and utilized that to kind of one hand feed the other type situation. And I've done everything in real estate.
You have.
I've worked for a moving company. I worked for AB Moving, great moving company, and was able to really get my footing there and learn a lot about the industry and realtors. And I think that's when I met you. I've also worked for a home warranty company.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't that great, so we won't throw their name out there.
You don't get plugged.
Don't burn me. No. And then I've also worked for a variety of title companies, and I got to tell you, it's like an onion. The different layers that you can learn with a title company. I am such a smarter realtor because of my experience with the title company and what I have learned as far as is behind the curtains. Like, I know how the sausage is made. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. And there's a lot more than just casing the place. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot going on there. So, I mean, anything title-wise, I can harp on all day. So if you're a realtor out there and you're looking for a title company, that's great. I mean, the company I'm currently working for is United Texas Bank, UTB Title. They're off at 635 in Preston in the Dallas area. We mainly do commercial. So if you're a commercial realtor, then that's really what our bread and butter is. But I like to cherry pick my residential. I like to work with my friends.
Right.
So because I go above and beyond for my friends. One thing that makes me stand out above other title companies is because I put in the work. I sing to my dinner, essentially. So because I have my license, let's say you need someone to open the door for you because you're busy or you're sick or your kid's sick. I'll go open the door for you and promote you the whole time I'm doing it to your client. Or let's say you have an open house and now something came up and you can't do your open house. You know who will? Your friend at Title, because my relationships are intentional. I'm part of your team. I'm not just chasing your business. So I use my license to serve other realtors to gain their business at the title company. Something else that is really cool about this company, they are offering free mobile notary. Yeah.
What does that mean?
That means whenever you close, if you're not going to be closing in the office, let's say you're in Prosper and you don't want to drive 635 on Preston, I don't blame you. I understand. We can send a mobile notary to you to close, and typically that fee can be anywhere from $250 to $350, depending on how far that mobile notary has to travel. Not with United Texas Bank. We will send a free mobile notary for working with Missy.
So then, just hear me here. Like, what is the farthest you traveled as a mobile notary?
Oh, for me, well, so I am also a mobile notary. We have mobile notaries that we'll send, but you can ask them Missy personally, and I will drive to you and also do your mobile notary if needed. The furthest that I have gone is probably Salina.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, it's not crazy. I haven't done anything wild. I've also gone to Fort Worth, Waxahachie. So, I mean, I also have gone to the Waco area. So, I mean, wherever you need, if it's in Texas, I'll go. Unless it's somewhere super fun, then I'll go there too. Like if it's someone needs a mobile notary in Hawaii, I guess you could call me. I'll go there.
If they need you to come, if they need you to sign a document down in Boca Raton, I don't think you'd argue.
It's for work. Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
With that being said, not a lot of people know about this company. Have you ever heard of UTD Title?
Only because I know you. Before that, no. Before that, I knew about like the big one I hear about is Independence.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the one.
There's a lot of great title companies. Independence is one of those title companies that's really, really good. We're small, so we're different. We don't offer the marketing muscle and the different classes with CE education that somebody like them have. We do things different because we are different. What makes us different is the people that own UTD. They're entrepreneurs.
Okay.
So have you heard of? Do you know who the Beck family is?
No.
Beck Ventures. Okay, I'm so glad you don't know.
There we go.
Be a good learning experience for you. Okay, so my boss's name is Jared Beck, and he owns a title company, and he also owns 3 banks with his brother Scott Beck and their father, Mr. Beck. And first off, it's the best job I've ever had. It's an amazing family and just a great company to work for. I mean, these people are wonderful. And something else that's just really interesting, they're Jewish, and I've never known anybody Jewish except like Adam Sandler. So just to be able to learn that side of it too has been just really interesting and very, very good for me just to be able to retain. So just know that, okay?
Okay.
So anyway, the family, they're all entrepreneurs. Scott Beck, the brother, he owns Beck Ventures. And you may be familiar with Beck Ventures because they are doing the Midway Mall. You know, right there on 75 and Preston is where they had the Valley View Mall, and they knocked it down. And
they knocked it down?
Oh no, it's been dead for a while. Valley View Mall's been down for a while. Because they're in Midtown. Well,
no, I don't know that. I don't drive that far south.
Like
I don't at all.
I saw a Texas Roadhouse over here and was like, when did this happen? It's been a long time.
My life stays north of 121.
Yeah, and I'm.
You stay south of 121.
Yeah, I'll cover that side. You cover that side.
There we go.
Well, anyway, so they own that area, and they just went into a partnership and sold a portion of it off. I don't know how much I could say, but they're about to build a beautiful Class A high-rise property there. And then they're going to start building out like the eateries and the shopping and things.
Sure.
Like that. It'll probably be something very similar to Shop the Legacy
or
by the Star. So I'm really excited to be a part of that and watch it come up. And anybody who's in the commercial sector knows that Ventures because they are building that spot right now. So they do a lot of options like that. And then they also have the 3 banks, and that's all very local to Dallas. They work a lot with builders. We love working with developers and giving them great loans.
There you go.
We do that. We work with Shattuck Homes, Garvey Homes, very reputable, very high-profile builders. So we're very grateful for that business, and we work very hard to keep it. And then, and when it comes to residential, I mean, because that's my experiences, I cherry-pick my clients, thankful that I have the opportunity to do that.
Right.
And I just work really hard on focusing on teamwork, and that means helping realtors, especially in the industry whenever we have what's going on right now with the market.
Correct. Well, it's funny you say it because what you're seeing now with the current market, You're finding out who is really a realtor to be a realtor and who hopped into the realtor game because they were just expecting to make a quick buck.
Well, I think that a lot of people that I have met that have jumped into getting a real estate license and then have jumped back out um, didn't necessarily have the wrong expectations. They knew they were going to have to put in work, and I think they did. I just think sometimes it's just so hard. I mean, like whenever we had the COVID situation, it was kind of like a feast or famine. And
Mm-hmm.
now there's so many different factors that can hit and affect you with the market, like what we're going on right now with the war in Iran. That is affecting the real estate market substantially.
Sure.
Gas prices aren't the only thing rising, and you can see gas prices will continue to rise until we
Mm-hmm.
see resolution with what's going on. It's the same thing with interest rates. They are starting to tick up, and I anticipate us to land upwards around 7% before the summer is over, unless something magical happens.
No, it's interesting because everyone's talking about that straight, right? Well, you wonder why.
Thomas,
Straight up hummus.
I'm not the smartest one in the room.
Straight up Harmuz. And if I said that wrong, like please correct me just in the comments. Not that I can hear your voice.
It's hummus.
Hummus. Let's just go with hummus. That just sounds more fun. Let's go through the stories of hummus.
It makes the story better. Anyway, we got oil.
I'm getting hungry now. But if you notice, like that's one of the reasons why they're looking at switching things to that. When Trump was talking about Greenland, right? Because as the Arctic Circle opens up, you're able to move merchandise and oil up there now, and now all of this restriction that one country can put on the oil supply, that stronghold starts to go away because now there's other ways of getting the oil. Did you know? I think it's
That's why he planned that ahead of time. Talking to Greenland, he was trying to put preventative measures in place.
Correct. And I don't remember the exact country. I'm going to say it's Saudi Arabia just right for now, just to continue the conversation. But they actually have a pipeline that goes right across their country, right to another body of water that takes them will take the oil completely out of that war zone, and they can start shipping it from the other side. And they built that like 10 years ago, knowing this was a possible conflict.
Well, our biggest issue is Iran hates America, and I think that's pretty obvious for anybody who is following the news. And it's a hot topic, and for people like us, we might be nervous to talk about this stuff on air, but I think it's really important that we, laying the facts out so people are educated properly.
Correct.
And I do believe that Iran hates America, and I do believe that we have they are religious lunatics, I believe, to be quite frank.
Sure.
And,
sure.
And I'm very nervous about them having access to nuclear power and what that means for us. So I feel like I don't want to talk too much politics, but I do believe that we absolutely were pushed into this corner. I don't think that President Trump wanted to go to war.
Correct.
I think that his hand was forced because the last couple presidents that we had did not do what needed to be done
to deter them well.
Right, I agree with that. So I think that our hands forced, and we're just doing the best we can with what we have.
Sure, and I don't see anything. I think what you're saying is absolute truth, right? At the end of the day, Iran was not just they were able to launch a missile and get very close to one of our bases, right? I think they've progressed farther than what people understand. But on the other side of it, they're the bank. They're the bank that was funding all these different terrorist groups and terrorist organizations.
It's true.
And it's not like this is a new, recent thing. This has been going on for years. You're just now learning about it because it's in the news cycle, right? Now, let's pause on that. Let's hop over to a different topic real quick because you're in real estate in multiple aspects of real estate, right? What are we seeing right now? As someone who I would almost say like you actually have like a 360 view of what's going on.
I do feel like I got a great pulse on the market.
And just for here, let's just say North Dallas, North Texas. What's going on?
So, when people say it's a buyer's market or it's a seller's market, I don't feel like that's even a sentence that should be coming out of my mouth at this point. I don't feel like it's a buyer's market or a seller's market. And let me explain. Whenever you have a war and things like affecting the economy like it is, inflation, things like that, what we're going to have is buyers who are going to be more reclusive. Right now, we have 600 sellers to one buyer nationwide. That's telling you that we have a slew of listings and not enough buyers. As a realtor myself, I have seven listings and two buyers. Like I'm not a great big realtor or anything, so, but I mean, I don't have a ton of buyers right now, and there's a reason for it. It's because they're nervous. They're watching the interest rate. They're seeing the gas prices picking up, and they're thinking, should I wait? Can I do this? And then on the seller side, we have people who want to sell their house and get top dollar, and they're putting it on the market. They're not, and they're pricing it right, but they're not getting the traction that they want. So they're having to consider to stay in the property or turn it into a long-term rental if that HOA will even allow them to make it a rental. So it's just a very tight situation all around for everybody. And what we would like to see is interest rates to eventually drop so it can alleviate the buyers and give them what they need to purchase. But the great news about the situation is not all doom and gloom. The great thing about this is we're in Dallas area.
Correct.
And it's a nucleus. And people have to move no matter what's going on in the world because this is where business is. This is where money is made. So you're going to have to make moves. People have to sell. People have to buy. And people have to lease. And people love to invest over here. So we're going to continue to see the traction in the market. And I talk to a lot of realtors on a day-to-day basis. And the census that I'm hearing everywhere is people are stressed out and we're having a very slow spring, which is heartbreaking because this is usually when we're, the squirrels are all out collecting their nuts. Like this, as realtors, this is where we're making our cash. So it is harder unless you're paying for leads. Now, there are some great lead services that a lot of my friends use to help feed the pipeline for them. I just don't do it.
Well, I do accredit that to, like today. Where were we at 7 a.m. this morning?
So I have a BNI group in Plano at the Pancake House on Granite Park, and I'm the realtor sitting there, and I represent, our title company and real estate, and work with a lot of other people that are trying to feed their businesses. So we collectively come together and find ways to feed each other, send referrals and things like that. And man, do they love you.
Oh, thank you.
They loved you.
I appreciate that.
We had a handful of people there doing their pitch, and when Nick spoke, everybody's ears shifted upwards and just kind of peeked at the top of their head. It was good. Like you're going to get some phone calls. People are interested in what you had to say, and they need your services. So many companies now more than ever need good marketing so that they can handle the wave of despair that we're kind of in right now.
And with AI, people think that marketing is going away. Marketing's not going away. It's changing. Please hear me with this. Marketing is not going away. It's changing. But what's more important than marketing is creating that human dynamic, creating that relationship. You need to be getting in the rooms. If you're not getting in the rooms, you can do all the marketing in the world. Who can vouch for you? I have a client right now. He does financial advising, right? And the biggest thing, and the conversation I'm having with him right now is, listen, people want to refer you, but when they go to find you, you don't exist. You don't have a LinkedIn. You don't have a Facebook. You don't have an Instagram. You don't have a TikTok. You do have a website, but that's branded your business. So because of the niche that he's in, we're starting with LinkedIn. But that's just so people can verify you. Social media is the single most important free marketing strategy if you could just get off your lazy tail and do it.
I wholeheartedly agree. And if you can't get off your lazy tail, then you need to hire somebody who knows how to shake your tail. Like Nick Gartside.
And that's why we have Missy on the show. But no, I think it's I like that. When COVID hit, when we've had economic downturns, the DFW area is hit, but not hit like other areas in the United States. We don't take the same dips that they do, right?
Never as low.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about a very controversial topic.
Oh,
are you ready?
Hit me.
I was in the room with some financial people, and they were explaining that there's going to be a report that's going to come out that is going to show this. The average Indian family is buying a house in the same neighborhoods today at $130 less than a white family.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Okay.
That's the data that they're about to drop.
Okay.
Within the next probably 60, 90 days. My question to you, as someone who's in the game, are you seeing things like that? Because that's a pretty big disparity. Someone spending $700,000 and then someone spending $570,000 for the exact same or similar home, but because they're Indian, they're paying less money.
So I really want to know where the data is coming from. Honestly, I want to pull the thread a little bit to understand it completely, but just off the cuff, receiving the information, I can tell you that yes, we do have an influx of the Muslim culture coming into the area. There's been over 100 mosques that have been brought in within the past 2 years.
Correct.
And we, like some of my listings in Frisco, as a realtor, I got to tell you, I struggle because the cultural difference, I don't feel, and if somebody is Muslim out there and wants to correct me, I'm more than receptive, but it's my understanding, I've never had luck with Muslim families. I feel that you know, I'm outspoken and I'm a talker, and I just don't feel like Muslim men like me and want to do business with me. To be honest with you, and I'm not trying to do a woe with me. I think it's a cultural thing, and so that's one of my biggest hurdles, especially in the Frisco area. I'm just throwing it out there, you know.
No, and that's true.
But I do feel like it's an issue. And as far as the so that's my biggest problem. That I don't feel like they want to do business with me. And the next situation that comes to my mind is you talking about the Muslims getting to get a home price lower. What are they doing to get a lower price? Are they just going straight to the listing agent and negotiating that down and not using representation on their side, and that's how they're achieving that?
Oh, interesting.
Because that's my first thought. Because a lot of people that I see that come to me that want a deal, and a lot of them typically to be Muslim culture want to deal with a listing agent directly instead of a buyer agent. They don't want the representation. They know what they want. They're going to negotiate. They don't need help negotiating, and they want to deal directly with the listing agent.
Is that allowed?
Well, I mean, if the brokerage allows it, I can do it. It's an intermediary. I can do it, but not a lot of brokerages are allowed, especially with greener agents. You need to be seasoned because it is absolutely something you can be sued over. It's very hot to have a lawsuit. If you think that I am misrepresenting you, or if you think that I'm going back to the other party and giving them details on you, like, hey, seller, I believe that this buyer is pre-approved for $500,000, but he only offered you $400,000. You could probably squeeze some more out of him. You should tell him something. Or, hey, buyer, this seller, I know that he only owes $270,000 on this property and he's really desperate. I bet you could do it for like $275,000 and he would take it. That's not doing my due diligence to either party.
Correct. That would get you into a lawsuit.
A huge lawsuit. So what you do in a situation when you have to be an intermediary is you make sure everything's in writing and all parties are in full circle conversation every time. If one of them says something, you pull them into the conversation, say what they said, and you keep it in the circle. It's the same thing whenever I'm dealing with divorces. I treat intermediary situations the same way that I treat divorces. I make sure everybody's on the same page. We're an open book. There's nothing but communication in writing. We do not have phone calls.
Interesting. Which makes sense.
It worked out for me so far, and I made it very clear in the very beginning. Like, if I have to do intermediary, I am working as a referee. I can tell you it's customary, and I can have conversations openly with both parties, but I cannot counsel you on what you should do.
Sure.
Because I'm now Switzerland.
So
as long as that understanding is made very clear in the beginning, cool. And a lot of times if they're good communicators, they can figure out what they want together, and I can tell them what's customary. They can make decisions. As long as we're all in the same room, then it works out. And I haven't had any problems yet. And then it's just that mindset. Communication is the baseline of any good business.
Sure.
And so as long as you're communicating effectively, then it works out. But I mean, a lot of brokerages won't let you do that. Just like a lot of brokerages aren't okay with you doing property management.
Which makes sense because it's very easy to get into a conflict of interest. And when there's when it's easy to point out a conflict of interest, it becomes easy to sue.
Yeah. Well, we just sue over anything. And that's something that, like, when I very first got into real estate, I was scared to death of being sued. I want to do right by people, but I also don't feel like the smartest person in the room starting out in real estate. So I was very, very scared that I was going to be sued. Now I'm not necessarily scared of being sued. I'm going to do the right thing. And so I am confident with who I am as a realtor because I'm trying to do right by who I'm supposed to be doing right by. I'm not trying to be sneaky. I'm trying to communicate effectively, and I'm keeping everything in writing.
There you go. And that's the key, right? Keeping everything in writing. That's good. all things. Well, tell me about this book that you brought.
You know what else is good?
What?
So I have a lender friend of mine. His name is Roger Hoffman. He's with Eagle Mortgage, and he's old. And he's been doing it for over 30 years. And he decided to write a book. And the book's really interesting because it's Dallas-based.
Keep going.
Okay, so there was this Dallas city councilman, and he was running a front business. It was like a minority front business. So he set it up, and he would get money from the government, and he was keeping it instead of giving it to the companies because the companies are front companies.
Sure.
So he got caught, and he ended up going to prison for it.
Okay.
And a lot of people know his name. And then there was an FBI agent that was involved too, and this guy's in Keller, like right around the bend, and he's like bad man of JAMA, and he ended up being the one that took him down. The guy who wrote this book was involved in it.
What?
It gets so good. And a lot of it was over dramatized to be such a good read, and it really is a great read. But essentially, the guy who wrote the book also got in trouble for a front business and went to jail. And then him and the FBI agent made friends. That part is true, that they made friends. And he ended up doing some undercover covert operation out of Las Vegas, running like a fake bank and getting some people in the eastern hemisphere, eastern area to get busted with some stuff. I'm talking like fiber optic cable with like listening devices tapped in.
What?
I'm talking like this is just a psychological thriller, and they just released the book.
Okay.
I want to read the back of it.
Please.
Can I?
Absolutely.
The foreword was written by the actual FBI agent. Okay. Door number 3 is a high-velocity thriller, but on real events. It opens with an FBI sting that brings down Dallas City Councilman Paul Fielding. Ring a bell, anybody? And pulls Roger Hoffman into a world he never imagined. After choosing to cooperate, Hoffman forms an unlikely bond with the man who cuffed him, FBI agent Don Sherman. That's the guy in Keller. Their connection becomes a doorway to something far more dangerous. When Fielding's trial ends, Hoffman is recruited into the CIA and reborn as Michael Eastman. His cover, an investment banker in Las Vegas, owned by a casino powerhouse. His real job, infiltrate criminal networks across the Middle East. Eastman is quickly thrown into firefights in Egypt, Iran, and Iraq, dodging rockets, surviving ambushes, and running operations with Mossad at his side. The CIA-backed front, Crossroads USA, lures terrorists and their supporters into laundering money through the firm and straight into the largest covert listening operation ever built inside Iran. Quite on topic, isn't it? It's fast, it's risky, and it's all set in motion by one arrest in Dallas. Open the door, the ride doesn't slow down. Door number 3 is an honest, heartfelt, and deeply human portrayal of the remarkable friendship, yes, brotherhood, that grew between two men who once stood on opposite sides of the law. Hoffman has lived in Dallas, Texas area for more than 50 years. So it's cool. If you read this, there could be people in here that you know. If you have a little salt and pepper in your hair, you may remember Paul Fielding. You may know who that is because he was the very first Dallas City Councilman to be arrested for something like that.
I need the book.
Right? It's on Nook. You can get it on Amazon. But what I'm really trying to do right now to help my friend Roger is I'm trying to get Barnes & Noble to order books and put them in their store. So what I need a listener to do is if you're in Barnes & Noble today for whatever reason, would you walk up to them and ask them if they have door number 3? They don't. But if you ask for it enough, they'll order them. So would you do that for me?
Good.
Anybody out there? Would you just walk into a Barnes & Noble and ask them if they have door number 3 by Roger Hoffman? Because if we ask enough, then they'll order some more books, and we can support a hardworking lender.
That's
and I love
good.
supporting people.
Right. That's you are the promoter. The promoter. Oh man, even on the way in here, we were talking about a gentleman. We don't need to mention his name, but I saw you. We saw it. I saw you getting randomly at it was a shotgun shoot or something of that nature down in Dallas. Do you remember that?
The clay shoot. Yeah.
Yes, that's it. That's it. Thank you. Wow, my brain just totally had a brain fart,
Clay
didn't
shooting's
I?
fun.
Right. Well, Missy, I just want to say thank you for coming and being on the show, joining me on this. I hope you have a great day. Anything left that you would like to bless the viewers with?
I hope that all of you make good choices, and whenever it comes to title, the best choice is going to be UTV title.
There you go. Love it. So thank you all again for joining us, and we'll see you on the next show. Bye, y'all.